So today I'm going to do day one of the Haas Project 2.0. Anyone who's on Haas Concurrent, they get access to it right now. So they get kind of like a sneak peek or a trial run before I release it in the spring. In this video, I'm going to talk about it a little bit, show the training session. I'm also going to go over all of the kind of like accessory equipment that I have for training. So accessory bars, timing gates, OVR device. I got BFR cuffs, so I'll go over all that stuff in this video too. So first thing on the day is just 12 minutes of vertical jumps. A vertical jump for anybody could be jumping over a hurdle, jumping onto a box, jumping up and touching the ceiling, using any sort of incentive or external cue to jump as high as you can. So it's just slowly building up to get to some high jumps here. So yeah, regarding the Haas Project 2.0, so it's a little bit different than anything I've put out before. Most of the content I put out via Instagram, YouTube, ebooks, whatever, all of the different means, I put out through the lens of like athletic development. So there's obviously components of hypertrophy, strength, speed, conditioning, all these different components of athletic development. This one's going to be a little bit different where I'm kind of it's more of like a power building. I don't even like that term, but it's more of a power building type of program. And the content in the ebook is going to be much more closely related to just strength and hypertrophy, not necessarily ignoring athletic development, but placing that lower on the totem pole and just prioritizing strength and hypertrophy. I just want to do something a little bit different. And so I am willing for these next like 16 weeks of training to reduce some of the other components of athleticism for myself to give this a real trial run. And I've never dedicated a significant amount of time trying to improve body composition and really put on serious muscle mass. So something that I know will probably happen over the next 3 months or however long this program ends up being is that I'll probably lose some of my vertical jumping ability, probably lose my dunking ability a little bit. I'll probably lose some of my sprint speed. But I need to put some of my ideas to the test and use myself as a case study and the people in Haas Concurrent as a case study to really put all my ideas to the test and see if it actually works. So I say that I'm deprioritizing some of the athletic development stuff like jumps, plyos, and sprints, basketball, all that stuff. And you may be wondering, why am I jumping then in this training program then? I'm not eliminating it. I'm just reducing its total workload. Basically, you hear about the minimum effective dose in strength training. I'm basically treating the athletic development stuff as the minimum effective dose. So I'm still going to keep some of it in, 1 to 2 times per week for jumping, 1 time of sprinting, just really focusing on building muscle. So here's the thing. Like I said, I've never truly put in like real time and effort over an extended period of time of trying to improve my body composition. So late this summer, this past fall, I lost some weight. I got down to like, I think the lowest I saw on the scale was 223.6 or 223.8. And I got to a 15.9% body fat. I'll put my body composition test up here on the screen so you can see it. And so this was November 19th. I think I was 224. I think I weighed 224 pounds at a body fat percentage of 15.9%, which is pretty good. I'm using the StyQ scanner. What a StyQ is just a 3-dimensional body scanner. You stand on a platform, you have 3-dimensional cameras, and it takes about a minute to go through. Scans your circumference of your thighs, circumference of your waist, circumference of your shoulders, all this. It just does a full scan of your body, and it gives you a bunch of metrics. So I was 15.9% body fat at 224. That was right before Thanksgiving, and I kind of screwed myself over because I really wanted to get under 15% body fat before I started this journey of really trying to put on real muscle. Almost in a way kind of treat myself like a bodybuilder-ish mentality. I kind of screwed myself because Thanksgiving came up. I was around bad food. I wasn't very disciplined. I ate poorly. Then you got Christmas, then you got New Year's, and I need to do another body scan next week, and I think I'm going to do it on Sunday just to see what I'm at. But so this week, I'm gonna try to cut a little bit this week, which is gonna be tough to do in just a week, but I'm really gonna watch what I eat. I'm not gonna be able to lift as heavy as I probably want to, but I need to get back down to like 15% body fat, or as close to 15% body fat as I can before I really start this journey of trying to pack on muscle. This might be kind of my max out height today. That was about 13 minutes of jumping. Gonna move on to my first lift of the day, which is back squat. It's a density set of 14 minutes. So I'm not including the warm-up sets into the time for this. So I'll warm up, get to my working weight, set a clock for 14 minutes, accrue as many quality reps as I can. I'm gonna cap all of my sets to 5 reps maximum per set. And I'll probably honestly hit a bunch of doubles and triples. All right, 14 minutes on the clock. I got 430 on the bar. I think my best density set ever was, I think I hit 27 or 29 total reps in 14 minutes at 205 kilos, maybe 202 kilos. So I'm going a little bit lighter than that, but same amount of time. And yeah, we'll see how many reps I can get. Obviously forgot to put the clip on. For anyone wondering, I moved those at 0.58, 0.57, and 0.52. And I've talked about 0.4 being kind of the speed to aim for, and then cutting sets off at 0.4. So I really misjudged this weight. I should be a little bit heavier, but I'm gonna stay here today so it gives me a consistent weight to use and to progress from. Five eight, 5'5", 5'3". I'll start dropping off as time goes on. All right, so some of my accessory stuff. I'm gonna talk about the things I think are most important for most people and that I think are worth getting. That's the skills gates right now, timing gates. I'm not gonna take all of it out of the bag. It's these yellow cones you've seen me use before, but anyone who cares about athletic performance, anyone who cares about, being athletic, staying athletic as long as they live, I think these are really, really good to have. It can be hard to be motivated to sprint by yourself, so if you don't have anybody to sprint with, these help ensure that you put in full effort when you sprint. Otherwise, you're just like running into the wind without any sort of feedback. So these ones are only like $100 at Shields. You can probably go to Dick's Sporting Goods or get them on Amazon, and they're pretty cheap. The only issue I've had with those, because people have asked me like what issues have I had with the timing gates I have, the skills gates, really the only issue I've had is like stepping over, which I've talked about before. Maybe it only gets your back foot, not your front foot when you start. The other thing is if you're outside and it's really sunny or cloudy or windy, I think sometimes when you're outside it glitches due to like the shadow or the sun. Sometimes it just won't record a rep, but that's like one time per session. It's not like it happens every other rep or anything. I kept going till I dropped below 0.5, so that last rep was 0.47. So I got 5 reps there. All right, other piece of equipment I have that I like is this sled. It's called the Nordic Sidekick. One of my friends is the one who invented it, so it acts as a sled. You can hook a harness up to it, sprint with it. You've probably seen me sprint with it before. Then it's got these roller pads that you can use for like Bulgarian split squats, Nordic hamstring curls. I think it's like $300, but it's perfect for a garage gym if you don't have space for like a glute ham raise. And it's only, I think it weighs 35 pounds, so it's really easy to move and navigate. Easy to take out to a field. It's not like 80 pounds where it's like super cumbersome. So it's a really good piece of equipment. Kyle Casillas, he's the one that you should look up if you want it. Look him up on Instagram. He's one of my friends here in North Dakota who's the one who invented it. So I highly recommend this piece of equipment too. Did the same thing there, just waited till I dropped below 0.50. So that last rep, that 5th rep was 0.49. So that's when I ended the set. Just a little bit over 8 minutes through, I've done 16 total reps. Obviously, I got the OVR device, velocity-based training device. This I do recommend. The app is free. You can pay for like an upgraded app. I think the device itself costs like $250. I do have a discount code if you want one. If you've been looking for one, but you think they're too pricey, this one is easily the most affordable. I also have that discount code for, I think it's 10 or 20% off with the code HOSS. Links in the description of this video. You can find it on my Instagram. But this provides peak velocity, peak power, average power, range of motion. Range of motion is great because then you can standardize range of motion. You can see if you're cheating reps, if your clients are cheating reps. So yeah, look into the OVR if you've been looking for a velocity-based training device. I was stuck between this and Vitruve. I've heard a lot of good things about Vitruve, but I'm pretty happy with the OVR too. .45 for that last rep. I went 0.51 to 0.56 to 0.45. I haven't received a bunch of questions about the HOSS Project 2.0 yet because I haven't posted that much about it. But the most common question I've got was, is it going to include Olympic lifts? Originally, it was not going to. Now I'm thinking about putting it back in. I might just make two separate versions. One program with Olympic lifts, one program without Olympic lifts. For the people in HOSS Concurrent, I am including Olympic lifts. Only powers though, no full cleans, no full snatches, only powers. Probably a lot from the blocks because I want to save the legs for the heavy squatting and heavy pulling. But I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to put Olympic lifts in, because obviously if you're going to put Olympic lifts into a program like this, that's a lot of shit. It's going to be a lot of shit to recover from. It's going to be hard to actually like maintain intensity and effort throughout several blocks of this. So the answer is maybe include some Olympic lifts, maybe not. Probably not for most people. I wouldn't recommend it for most people because, again, this isn't an athletic performance type program. It's more of a power building type program where the emphasis is strength and hypertrophy. And like I said, I'm willing to sacrifice some of the athletic development stuff for a 16 to 20 weeks of training. So to clarify on the Olympic lifts, I'm going to be doing some Olympic lifts because I am on the HOSS Concurrent version of HOSS Project 2. Everyone in HOSS Concurrent is going to be having some Olympic lifts programmed. I just don't know how or if I'm going to at all put the Olympic lifts in like the final ebook program that I'm going to put out. So we'll see how that goes. So you will still see me doing some Olympic lifts, but not as much, and it's pretty much going to be all powers. I got 2 minutes left. I just did a set of 3, so I'm at 22 reps. Maybe I can fit 2 more sets in here. .39 on that final rep. I just got 25 seconds left. I'm going to squeeze 1 more rep out really quick. All right, next thing I got is low incline pause bench. So this will be set 1 at 270. All right, I got to find something else I have in here to talk about. Fat grips, here we go. I just got these fat grips not too long ago. The reason I got these fat grips isn't for like grip strength or anything. It's to use when I press, when I bench press, incline press, maybe even overhead press. I just use it as a deficit. So I think I mentioned it in the last video, but it probably gives you an extra ½ an inch range of motion, which again, you might not think is a lot, but when you have these on the bar and your hand can go an extra ½ an inch lower, you notice it when you press. So that's why I got these. I'm really happy with them. So I'm going to keep using them. And then, yeah, I might use them for pull-ups and some other maybe like pen lay rows every once in a while. Or even if I decide to do some like curls with an easy bar, I'll probably use them for other things, just kind of randomly here and there. So I'm really happy with these. All right, next thing I got is the BFR cuffs. So funny story about why I got these BFR cuffs. This is from Saga Fitness. Maybe you can see them pretty well or not. They're Bluetooth. They take your blood pressure right when you put them on, once you turn them on. But the reason we got these is because my wife tore her ACL, MCL, and meniscus playing volleyball in October of 2022. So just a little over 2 years ago. and she ended up having 3 surgeries because of it in the over the course of a year and a half. So she tore her ACL early October, got surgery late October, had another surgery about a year from then. So that would have been like surgery November 2022, surgery November 2023, and then she had to have another surgery April of 2024. No, she had 4 surgeries because she just had surgery in September too. She had 3 or 4 surgeries over the course of less than 2 years, I think. And so her physical therapist was a big fan of BFR. So the reason we got those BFR cuffs is because her physical therapist recommended them. I've used them a few times just for fun on like a Saturday or Sunday doing some arm work. They don't fit my legs because we got them fitted for my wife's legs, so I can't use them for quad work, which I don't know how much I'd use them for that anyways, but maybe just for fun. But yeah, so I got the BFR cuffs, pretty happy with those. My wife likes them, helps her train, helps her get warmed up with that knee because her knee's like really cranky all the time. So, all right, next set of the incline pause, 280 on the bar. This is actually perfect. This is the next piece of equipment I'm going to talk about. I got these micro plates. So these greens I'm putting on, these are 1 pound plates. I really like these for like high school girls clients or clients who aren't very strong really, because I have a couple high school girls that I train, and going from like 55 pounds to 60 pounds in something like a bench press is a lot harder to do for those girls compared to some of my other high school boys who go from 160 pounds to 170 pounds. Like the relative intensity increase is just much greater for the girls when you're lifting that little of weight. So these are really helpful. So we can go from like 60 pounds to 61 pounds. So I got the greens are 1 pound. The reds are half a pound. No, the reds are 3/4 of a pound. The blues are half a pound. And the whites are 1/4 of a pound. So yeah, I really like these, not necessarily for me. I do like putting these on if I'm trying to PR in some sort of lift, but it's really useful for the girls or for the people who just aren't very strong and you still want them to progressively overload over time. So this is 283.5 on the bar. All right, set 1, deficit stiff leg deads. All right, some other accessory equipment that I have is these adjustable dumbbells here. So there's like a mini barbell. Some of you guys have definitely seen this, maybe some haven't, but so this is 15 pounds on its own. Stack up plates. I think it can fit like 2 25s on each side, plus probably 3 10s, probably a couple 5s and a couple 2.5. So I can easily put like 130 pounds on this thing or something. I'm not a huge fan of dumbbell work. I'd rather just use barbells, but sometimes you got to switch it up. So these are perfect for like dumbbell rows. Honestly, I don't know what else I use them for. For myself, for clients, I'll have people use them for like lunges, stuff like that. But for myself, just rows. And then obviously you guys have all seen my crash pads that I use. These are great because I can finally drop weights outside when I Olympic lift, and then I can drop weights on the mats I have in here, but these are great with my daughter inside if she's sleeping and I want to lift. I can drop weights in here. Great for hurdles, great for boxes if you have people who want to box jump. I have 4 of these things, so do consecutive hurdle jumps. Yeah, great for just like a plyo box, I guess. Jump over them, jump on them. Then use them to drop weights. Also use this for one of my high school girls clients for deadlifts. She wasn't strong enough to deadlift 135 pounds. So we'd elevate the bar on this, put 25s on the bar or 10s on the bar, whatever she needed. And it was like the perfect height, right at the mid shin. Should be wearing my belt. That's the other thing, my belt. I just got my belt back in March of 2024. This might be my favorite purchase I've ever had. I can't believe I waited so long on getting this thing. I got the Rogue weightlifting belt, so it's not a powerlifting belt, so it's a little bit thinner. And obviously you can still use it for powerlifting, squats and deads if you want, but love it for doing the Olympic lifts with. Sometimes I forget to wear it, so if you see me squatting, pulling, Olympic lifting without the belt, it's because I forgot to put it on, not for any other reason. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for all my accessory stuff. I got this little knee pad thing from Peloton. Use it for Nordic hamstring curls, or I don't use it. My wife uses it. I got the Peloton bike right there. Peloton treadmills over there. Usually it's in the corner. Got a landmine attachment. I don't use a landmine for anything except for some sort of rowing variation like a Meadows row. I think a landmine kind of sucks, honestly. I hate using it for pressing. You don't know how much weight is on the bar when you're using a landmine, which is really annoying. Like, if I have a plate on the bar, do I call that 135? I don't know. If I have 2 plates on the bar, do I call that 135? So you never know how much weight you're actually lifting due to the fixed point of rotation. Got this belt that I can use for like weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, elite FTS, quality stuff. Yeah, that's basically it. I have a cable attachment that I'm not going to get out because I don't use that. My wife uses it. Actually, I have used it before. Cable attachment up here, and have the cable pulling down. I actually do like using that for abs. Do like kneeling cable crunch, but I don't really do like tricep push downs with it. I don't use it for many other things. I have used it for single arm lat pull downs, but you gotta put so much weight on there. It's like a pain in the ass to actually load. It takes more time loading up the weight than it does to actually do the exercise, and then it takes more time putting it away, so it's not even worth it to me. Last set of the day, 460 on the bar for my last set of stiff leg deficit deads. That's it, guys. Appreciate you watching. Put some questions in here below if you got questions about the Haas project too. I need to make an FAQ page for it, and then I can probably answer some questions in some videos too. So appreciate you watching. See you next time.